Good day, friends. Afghanistan Foreign Minister Amir Muttaqi is on an official visit to India, where the two countries have decided to upgrade the ties. His visit has taken many countries in the region by complete surprise. So, the issue that I wish to tackle in the video is what after Muttaqi's successful India visit, and the answer to that is in Muttaqi's media interaction that he had in New Delhi yesterday, where he made three very important points. His first point was he said that the Taliban government in Afghanistan is focused on an economic centric policy. And for that, he said it is important that Afghanistan have positive ties with all the nations, specifically mentioning Afghanistan's ties with India and Afghanistan ties with Pakistan. Muttaqi's second point was that the present bilateral trade between India and Afghanistan is a mere $1 billion annually, and this can be enhanced provided two things are done. The first, he said, there is a need for India and Pakistan to open the Wagah border. And here he added that India and Pakistan should understand by opening the Wagah border, it will be an economic activity. And economic activity should be delinked from the political ties that India and Pakistan have with one another. I thought this was an excellent point. Because if we consider this as an economic activity, then everybody wins. India wins, Pakistan wins, and Afghanistan wins. Because for trade, Wagah border is the shortest route between India and Afghanistan. Now, the next thing Muttaqi said was about Chabahar port, where he said India needs to talk with Iran and also talk with America and to see how best the Chabahar port can be utilized for trade between India and Afghanistan. The third point made by Muttaqi was where he asserted that in the last 4 years since 2021 that the Taliban government has been in power in Afghanistan, it is in complete control of entire Afghan territory, adding that the Taliban government has not allowed nor will allow its soil to be used by terrorist and extremist groups which then spill over to neighboring nations. Now, after listening to Muttaqi, the question then is what next? What next is that we need to look at Afghanistan on the map. And the map tells us that Afghanistan is not only landlocked, Afghanistan is SCO locked. SCO is the Shanghai Cooperation Organization nations. That Afghanistan is the bridge between South and Central Asia, that Afghanistan is the key to regional stability. To take a step further, now look at regional stability and the importance of Afghanistan in the once in a century change that is happening in the world. So the one big lesson that comes out from the Cold War relevant to our region is that during the Cold War, Europe was the center of attention of the past then. Similarly, today, now that the global geopolitics has come to Asia Pacific region, South Asia becomes the center of attention of all the three great powers, where Afghanistan has a very unique role for its stability becomes very important. So let us look at all the three great powers and what is their interest in Afghanistan. As far as America is concerned, President Trump has taken the exceptional step of nominating his close confidant, Sergio Gore, as not only the American ambassador in India, but to also be the special envoy of America in South Asia and Central Asian republics. So Gore is already here in Delhi. He is not to take over his main assignment as the American ambassador immediately, but he is here to actually go to the Central Asian republics. So once he goes on a field tour of Central Asian republics, it will strike him how important for their prosperity and for the role of America in Central Asian Republic is the stability in Afghanistan. And he is likely to recommend directly to his boss, President Trump, that what Trump had been harping since March 2025, that America wants Bagram Air Base, he should stop talking about that. In any case, he is not getting that at all. We have seen recently at the Moscow Forum consultation on Afghanistan in Moscow, a joint statement was signed by the Taliban, Russia, China, Pakistan, and India, very categorically stating that no outside military infrastructure should come to Afghanistan. So this will not happen. He should advise his boss, President Trump. And he should also advise to President Trump that $9 billion of the Afghan assets which have been unilaterally frozen by the Americans, that need to be released. Now, as far as the other great power, Russia, is concerned, Russia is the only country and only great power in the world today to have given full recognition to the Taliban regime in Afghanistan, and there are two key reasons for that. The first, of course, is that for Russia, Central Asian republics are very important and they understand Afghanistan's role in Central Asian republics. And the second is that the Russians have decided now to focus east as far as their foreign policy is concerned, and therefore in 2024, when President Putin came out with his Eurasian security architecture, he understands fully well, and the Russians know, that Afghanistan will be very important for the success of this Eurasian security architecture. Coming to the third power, which is China, both China and Pakistan, they are moving towards normalization of relations with Taliban. And in August 2025, there was this Pakistan, China, Afghanistan trilateral dialogue where once again the need to take the CPEC from Pakistan to Afghanistan was discussed. Also discussed were the need for deep trade, transit, and development of the region. So all these things, so all the three great powers have great interest in Afghanistan. And the only country which was standing out, not showing much interest, was India. After this visit of Muttaqi, now India also has come out on board and in the open after having upgraded the ties with Afghanistan. Therefore, the question now is, what is to be done next in Afghanistan? So the full membership of the SCO, now that should be put back on the table. Now, what is coming in the way of the full membership of Afghanistan are the United Nations sanctions. Sanctions basically means that the member countries, they have three main issues with the Taliban government that need to be addressed urgently. The first is the treatment of women by the Taliban regime. The second is the need for an inclusive government in Afghanistan, which is not there right now. And the third is the need for the Taliban regime to ensure that its soil is not used by extremist groups and terrorists. Where the third issue, already Muttaqi has said very clearly the position of the regime on that issue in Delhi. Now, hypothetically speaking, if this was to happen and happen fast, that they get full membership, so what would be the consequence of that? It is very simple, that as far as the Taliban regime is concerned, which is here to stay, it will be more obliged, it will be under legal obligation to ensure that its territory is not used by terrorists for any activities in neighboring states. And what the Taliban will get in return is, when it gets the membership of SCO, we know that recently SCO itself had a major transformation when the SCO summit was held in China on September 1st, where two big decisions were taken. The first was that, like the BRICS Bank, SCO will also have a bank of its own, and the 10-year development plan or development strategy is to be outlined. So think of it, the benefit that it will give to the Taliban regime, which has now said openly that its focus is the economic trajectory of Taliban, that they are looking for prosperity and they are looking for development. It helps there. Therefore, with India now on board, this is the right time, and this will make a lot of difference. So, in the interim, as the two powers, especially China and Russia, are looking at the possibility of full membership for SCO, the SCO Afghanistan contact group needs to now hasten up, or to charge its activities. Now, this group was formed in 2005 and its last meeting was held in September 2025, which is 1 month before the Muttaqi's visit to India, and where they discussed all the issues concerning security, stability, and the functioning of this contact group so that it worked more closely with the Taliban regime in Afghanistan. So, the point to make is that if everything goes well and all the players realize the importance of stability in Afghanistan, a big deal would have been accomplished, and that is what the region needs and South Asia needs. Thank you.